Welcome to Straight to the Point. I'm your host, Dreesen, with my co-host, JC. Now, over here at Straight to the Point, we have a mission. Our mission is through style and pop culture, we want to bridge inspiration and knowledge to bring wisdom to the hood. By strengthening up our faith, uplifting one another, and educating each other, it allows us to move with purpose and create a future where beliefs turn into action and dreams into reality.
¿Qué lo que?
¿Qué lo Kelly?
¿Qué lo Kaski?
¿Qué lo que Wasakaka?
Encendido, manito. ¿Qué lo que? What are we talking about today?
Tú sabes. So something that I feel like that's very important that I want to communicate with the people out there is about mental health. Let's talk about mental health.
Yeah, that's important.
I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared to talk about mental health, and I feel like that mental health is seen in a kind of negative fashion. So we want, as two young men of color, I want to put us on the board on talking about it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I think it's the best kind of thing we can do for these people.
Right. What do you think about mental health?
Well, mental health to me was something that was kind of introduced to my life because as living in the Dominican Republic, I never really heard about any of these mental health diseases like ADHD, anxiety, depression. Like those are things that were kind of like brushed to the side, never been educated on it until I got to America and became a certain age in a way. So it was kind of a shocker because it kind of made me realize like, oh my God, there's more to it. I'm not the only one going through certain things and stuff like that. So it was tough because coming from a background where education wasn't so accessible to my parents.
Right.
It was a hard field to maneuver.
Yeah. I could agree with your experience as well because I am like a first generation, like the son, that man of the household pretty much most of my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like mental health issues were not very apparent in the sense that I couldn't deal with those things because I had to deal with other things, right? Like, I have to maintain the household, I have to maintain my siblings, I have to maintain A, B, and C. So I never really had time to kind of focus on myself and how I was feeling. And then if I did, I had to kind of suck it up and kind of be a man.
Yeah,
you know
that was kind of like the whole concept. It was like, be a man, everybody goes through that.
Right.
Tú eres un hombre. Like,
yeah.
It happens, especially in foreign households where like mental health is kind of brushed under a rug.
Right. And that's a problem. You cannot put mental health issues under the rug. If you put them under the rug, they're just gonna grow. Like you can try to overcome them in a way like, I'm not gonna feel this way, but it's gonna come back and it's gonna bubble up through your actions and the things that you do sometimes.
That's true, in your thought process and a lot of things, because when you don't realize what affects you and what may be those things that are holding you back from being a better version of yourself, it becomes frustrating.
Yeah.
And that's when mental health really attacks the body and the mind, is when it becomes a built up frustration in you that you don't know how to express in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a very important topic. I'm excited to talk about it, dig deeper. Let's do it. Okay.
So growing up, like what type of situations were you dealing with where you were dealing with mental health? What would you say?
Okay, I came to America when I was 10 years old, so I had to cope with kind of abandoning my family to seek a better life with my mother and my sister.
Wow.
And that was something that really took a toll on me because I was sad, man. I left behind a lot of people I loved, and I knew it was for the better of my future, but it was a tough loss in a sense because those connections were never going to be the same.
Right. And you did you know that, like, going into it or no?
Nah, I mean, I was a kid. I was kind of like told, like, oh, you're going to America. I was more excited about going on a plane. But you know what I mean? I wasn't excited to be in America. I was excited to ride a plane to America. So it was crazy to be so young and innocent. Yeah. But once I was here and reality struck, it was like I was sad. I had to learn to be okay with not being okay. And that sadness also turned into anger and frustration in ways because I didn't know how to express it. I didn't know the English language, so for me it was frustrating to fit. I wasn't able to fit in. I wanted to fit in, and I wanted to make friends, and it was tough for me. When I first moved to America, I was in Peabody.
Wow.
So I was surrounded by a lot of
different people.
Not very diverse city. How about that?
Exactly.
I don't want to like.
My personal experience goes more to the sense of when I was younger, as going through being the man of the household and different things like that. I would feel sad certain times, and I would feel emotional, and I would just like bottle it up a lot of the time. So we're talking like freshman year of high school, sophomore year in high school, and I was very like depressed, but I didn't really even realize it. And then junior year of high school, that's when it came all crashing down. Like I just started not caring about my work, not caring about the things around me, just making bad decisions and different things like that. And I didn't know until I got like a little older and I got some help. Shout out to my counselor, Mr. Conwell. That man held it down for me.
That
He got
was
me.
the man.
That was the really
in high school. Yes, sir. Mr.
That was the
Conwell,
man.
bro. Oh, Perez.
Yes, Perez, yeah. He was the man, and he just caught me at the right time that I needed the help. And then, like, when he talked to me, I just broke down. And then that's when I realized, like, this is a much more serious situation. It's something that needs to be taken care of, you know what I mean? Yeah. So after that point was when I started taking mental health much more seriously.
And what did you do to kind of cope with those things? Because
we all need therapy, baby. We all need therapy, and it's okay. Therapy. And it's okay to need some therapy. I've been to therapy a couple times, and
I went to therapy a lot growing up. High school years mainly after our big loss. Freshman year, you know.
Yep.
May he rest in peace, Ricardo Wilcock.
Rest in peace,
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
That was a tough loss of everybody in the community.
Yeah.
So that was something that kind of shocked my world and made me realize that, oh man, we're here right now, but things can change so fast. And that was when I took on therapy, and I kind of had to talk about things that I never talked about before.
Right. Or that you were kind of like scared to be looked at in a negative fashion talking about it. Because the most important part about being a man, right? We're living in a society that makes us like the tough, strong type of person. Macho man. Like we grew up in a very, what's the word, machismo environment.
Yeah, and I gave myself that.
Right.
I always think about them like, what?
Did you though? Like
I feel like because I was raised by women. Like, you know what I mean? I was around my mom, my grandmother, my aunt. Those are the people that raised me. I wasn't really around my father growing up.
Right.
So how would I learn how to be a man?
Right. You'd have to figure it out.
I couldn't learn to be a man from my mother. She's a woman.
But
you know what I mean?
she expected you to be a man, though.
She expected me to be a man. So I kind of gave myself that machismo of like, hey, you have to go through this even though you don't want to.
Right.
You could be upset, you could be sad, you could be angry, but there's certain things that you just can't avoid.
Yeah.
So I feel like I gave myself that mentality of like, yo, I'm a man, I gotta solve my problems. Exactly. I gotta push hard. Yeah. I can't let the world think that I need a savior.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to get to. Say that again?
The only savior I got is up there.
Amen. But that's the point that I wanted to make, is that you had to put on that kind of like shield and not show weakness or not show that you needed help when it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to cry. It's okay to do these things as a man. It's not a problem. It's better that you do that than you hold it in and you destroy yourself. Yeah. Long story short, bro. That's what it is.
And coping, honestly, is so insane because it's a journey. Like, I still struggle with mental health today. You know what I mean? I still find those times in my life where I'm frustrated. I don't know what my next move is going to be, and that builds up anxiety in me. Luckily enough, my mother took the risk to give me a better life and a better environment, where I can learn more, and I'm able to identify when I'm having anxiety, or if I'm having like an ADHD crisis where I'm moving around. I'm a dancer, so like I knew I had ADHD growing up because I had to constantly move. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my question is for you: how do you cope? What are some of the things that you could maybe tell some of our viewers too? How do you overcome these mental health struggles?
Music was a very big part of my life as a dancer.
Music is life.
You know, music is life. There's a lot of things that I listen to that I can relate to. Dancing saved my life in a sense. That's my way of expressing myself when I'm angry, when I'm sad. Walking outside, having some fresh air really helps in those moments of like frustration as well. So I cope with dancing. I cope with going outside. I try to create a space when I'm in that in that funk, you know, because.
So you have certain things that can tell you when you're about to get kind of off the rocker a little bit?
Oh yeah, I can feel it. I kind of feel myself getting tensed up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to control. So I'm as an example to all the things that go on in the world, like, yo, it's okay to have a moment of like frustration, maybe lash out, but remember you got to come back and pick up the pieces because you just showed that you were broken.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to put it back together.
You got to put it back together.
It's something that we all struggle with. You're not by yourself,
Yeah.
but you have to work to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
You got to have uncomfortable conversation with your parents. You got to be okay with
Yes.
getting advice that you don't want.
Right.
You got to be okay moving forward from things that no longer serve you
Right.
without having to damage the people around you or damage,
Yeah.
something in you that you're gonna be holding on to and be like, oh, this happened to me. That's hate.
And it's okay to be broken. You can always come back from the bad to turn into the good. Shout out to our sponsor today, Repentful.
Yes, sir.
You are always able to repent. You are always able to fix things, but you have to want to. So shout out Repentful Studios.
Thank you, Repentful.
Thank you for sponsoring us today. But a way that I used to cope is that I go outside as well. I like to take walks. Nature really brings me right to my center, bro. Like that. Like just hearing the birds and the wind and stuff like that. It might sound mad hippie, but like I love that stuff. I also do some crazy stuff sometimes too. Like sometimes I'll go in the middle of the forest and I'll just scream.
Wow.
And honestly, that really does help me out a lot because it's a space where I feel that I can just let it all out. Like you just got to find different outlets to take out these feelings that you have and different places to go and stuff like that. I was going to ask you, do you have like a favorite place you like to go for like mental health?
Mental health.
To help with your mental health.
It's hard for me to say I have a favorite place because all I need is music in my body due to dancing. Like I like being alone when I'm in that space where I like secluding myself. I'm a very social person by nature.
Right.
So when I have those moments, I crave solitude. And I give myself that. I put some music on or I listen to anything that kind of relates to my situation, my frustration.
Right.
And that gives me realization that things can be better. So
beautiful. That sounds really good. I like to go outside. I also, thanks to having like a good friendship and good friends that I'm around, I love hanging out with my people and just like having that group of people that I can talk to about my problems and different things like that. So that usually tends to help me out as well.
That's important to have people you can lean on
Yeah.
and talk to that you trust because that's therapy. You don't gotta go talk to a professional therapist. Sometimes therapy could be a talk with a friend, a talk with your mom, a talk with your dad, a talk with your brother or sister.
Yeah.
You can talk to anybody. It's just
And if you don't got nobody, you can talk to us.
just know that.
Damn
know
right,
that.
yeah, damn right.
Comment in the
We got
comment
you.
box. and
Comment
let
in the
us know.
comment box.
If you ever want to come in here and talk to us, we're
Yep.
here for the community. We're here to support each other and uplift each other.
Right.
So just know we're reachable. We're at a point in
We
our,
are.
in our project right now where it's the beginning, and we want to be able to serve our audience. And if you can reach us, if we can see your comment, we'll find a way to find you.
Also, if you want to stay in connection with us, remember to like, subscribe, and follow, please, because that's going to help
Yes,
all of
sir.
us grow and be able to be involved and to have more of these conversations, because that's what we want to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We want to help out the people, we want to help out the neighborhood and
Absolutely.
different things like that, and that's the only way that we're going to be able to. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? Yes, sir. I was going to switch the conversation. These were great conversations about mental health, and I hope that everybody has found some type of answer through our conversations. And if not, of course, hit the comments. We'll talk to you guys. We'll chop it up always. But I want to talk about some pop culture stuff that's popping out.
Let's get it.
I just
This is the
listened
fun
to-
part.
yeah.
Let's go.
I just listened to Eladio Carrion's new album called Don Cabron. So he has a series called Don Cabron, if I'm not mistaken. Not Don Cabron, but Cabron, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
And-
Cabron.
Yeah. But he's had a series of that, and this is like the peak of it right
Oh,
now.
wow.
And it's so fire. It's like an accumulation of all his like trap music that he's done recently. I would rate that album an 8 out of 10 just because of
Nice.
my personal preference, and I like his trap stuff, his bars, like it's all good. My 3 favorite songs I would say would be Cuenta Diez, which is count to 10, and it talks about like meditation and stuff like that, like how he's just a better overall individual because of stuff that he's looked within himself. A song called Eladio, which is just his name, but I changed it to my name. Like when I listen to it, I'd be like DRISON. Like that's the flow of the song, and I put my name on it just to add a little, pizzazz to it. It's fire though. It's super fire. And then HIM, which is him, because we all him.
Yeah, we are.
I'm him.
I'm him.
There you go. So I think
He's him.
He's him. He's definitely him. So yeah, definitely the album is an 8 out of 10 for me. And then let's talk about this one. Oh man, Playboi Carti's new album.
Bro.
I Am Music.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The youth is gonna hate me for this
Yes,
one.
they are.
He's trash, bro.
Brother, that album is a 4 out of 10.
Sorry, bro.
4 out of 10, solid. The
Yo,
only song on there
bro.
that's good is Rather Lie with The Weeknd. That's a banger.
And it's because of the weekend.
It's because of the mixture, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I'm gonna put this straight up to the viewers right now. I've listened to a lot of music in my life, okay? This is the first album I've ever heard, okay? That I heard like the first 3 tracks and my ears started hurting. No bullshit.
Shade.
No cap. No cap. No cap.
No
I'm
shade,
not lying.
Cardi. We don't like you though.
Like he can do whatever he wants. I like the experimental and like changing the boundaries of music, but the sound profiles that he used on that was too far to the point it gave me a headache, bro.
Yeah, nah, I'm
just
big,
crazy
I'm
stuff.
I'm big on like spiritual war.
Yeah.
And that man is putting out real dark stuff, and you know what? That's his style. That's his thing, and I'm not into that. So like, sorry. Sorry.
That's all good. We also got some kicks dropping in May. We got the UNC Jordan 1s. Ooh. We have the Cement 4s. Ooh. And we also have the Rare Air 3s. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. Which one would you cop out of those 3?
The 4s.
The 4s. The Cement 4s. Classic.
Yo, the Cement 4s are... I can't. I wasn't able to get them when I was young. You know your boy's gonna give him to himself now that he's older and doing himself.
Yep, taking care of that inner child, like that mental health stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sometimes as adults we do that. We tend to go back and try to find those things that we wanted as kids.
Yeah,
and try to give it to ourselves.
I do that all the time. It's awesome. It's great. Makes my younger self happy, and I heal through that.
It is true.
I become a better person because I got myself what I'd never had when I was a kid. Honestly. And now we have officially arrived to my favorite part of the show.
Let's go.
The gem section. Greatness everyone must see. What type of greatness you want to tell these people right now that you've seen?
Greatness that I've seen. Man, I'm going to say, oh man, I'm stuck. I don't know.
You good? If you want, I can start.
You can start,
I can start. Thank you, brother.
Let me go back.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. For me, I just got back from New Orleans.
Ooh.
New Orleans was popping. Bourbon Street was fire. Beignets are overrated. They're just fried dough with powder, which is what we do here in the North Shore. So it's really nothing crazy. Everybody will tell you to eat those. They're all right. They just fried dough.
A lot of grease, I bet.
Yo, and then seafood boil out there, popping. And another thing, listen, don't be scared to try new foods. I like to eat a lot of different types of foods. You know, I like to try different meals and try different cuisine. Yo, they had gator bites. They had like chicken nugget gators. Fire.
No way.
Fire.
What does that taste like? What does that taste
like?
Like what?
You're gonna laugh. You're not gonna believe me. They taste like chicken. They taste like chicken.
Chicken?
Yes, like chicken. Like chicken nuggets.
Doesn't even have its own like.
It has
like gator.
It's a little bit more like texture-wise. It's a little rougher.
Okay.
But it tastes like chicken.
Nice.
And I had different types of gator bites. They were all fire. I definitely saw some alligators down there too.
Oh yeah.
Powerful animals.
Is there that many alligators over there?
Brothers, there's that many.
Do they live up to the hype?
They do live up to the hype. They're everywhere, bro. There's albino. They had one at the spot that I went to. They had an albino alligator. Wow. And then they also had just alligators all over. They was all pulling up to our boats and stuff like that. A fun fact I did learn is that you can tell how big an alligator is by the distance from its eyes to its nose. You can tell how like if it's like if it's a young adult, if it's a adult, like you can tell like the length of a alligator through their nose.
Oh, the length through their eyes and nose. That's crazy.
That's pretty fire, yeah.
All right. Well, you know, last episode I spoke about my kids, and I think again, bro.
Gonna do it again.
I'm sitting here thinking about like what's greatness that I must see. You know what? My son just turned 1.
Woo!
Shout out to you.
Let's go.
My beautiful son Jaciel just turned 1, and I'm so happy to be your father. And we had an amazing birthday party for you, and everybody pulled up, and it was so beautiful to just see all my friends and their kids there, just having fun, enjoying themselves in the bouncy house.
That's popping.
It was, honestly, that is my gem of the day, bro.
I love that.
I can't stop thinking back to that moment.
I love that.
My little boy turning 1 and seeing my oldest son there, my oldest daughter, my daughter's older than my son, but
that's beautiful.
they're all there, just all being there, bro. Just seeing all of them together just made me so happy, bro.
I love that for you.
You know, man?
Yes, sir.
I gotta enjoy those things, man.
Yes,
Eventually, I'm not gonna be able to carry them.
Thank Thank you for joining us here at Straight to the Point. Always remember to like, subscribe, and follow. And peace, love, motion.
Shout out to all my Dominicans.
Yeah.